Hey everyone, I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the 7 things that I wish everyone knew about yoga. So if you're completely new to yoga or if you want to start practicing yoga, I hope that this gives you a better understanding of the practice. But even if you're not new, I still think that you'll like this content as it's just going to be a nice little discussion about the depth and beauty of a yoga practice. The way many people currently view yoga, especially in the West, has become kind of diluted, and the true purpose of the practice often gets lost. Yoga isn't just about moving your body, it's a path that helps shift your perspective, it helps you connect with your highest self, and it really helps you to just open to something greater. Yes, we may move the body in our practice, but we're really trying to connect with the soul. There are a few things I've learned over the years as a yoga practitioner and teacher that have really changed the way I view yoga. So the first thing that I wish everyone knew, which if you guys have been watching my channel, you probably could have guessed this, and it's that yoga is not just physical. There are so many forms of yoga that don't involve any physical poses. If you look back at ancient forms of yoga, there really wasn't a physical practice associated with them. So while movement is beautiful, it's powerful, it's just one part of a much deeper path. I think that the way yoga is presented in modern day, especially here on YouTube, it's like, okay, let me look up a practice to stretch or to get my workout in, which I'm not against that. That's fine. And I think it brings a lot of people to yoga, which is great. But yoga is so much more than that. Even I do practices that are physical. Like I'll do a practice where I do want to stretch, but I'm always trying to go deeper and to be present and really intentional. And this is in my own practice or even in the physical type classes that I teach. I do other forms of exercise in my routine. I weight train, I do a little cardio, but I haven't found any other form of exercise that is really like doing a yoga practice on my mat because it really is a mind, body, soul experience. Being connected with your breath in such an intentional way and being present with your movements is really just so powerful on another level. And I think that for a lot of us, movement is a great way to prepare us for some stillness. I find that sometimes too. So even in a physical practice, remember to take that time for stillness after, even if it's just for a minute. And remember that this practice is nurturing your entire being, so body, mind, and soul. So the next thing on my list, maybe not something I wish everyone knew, I guess, I get it kind of counts, but it's really to just remember the roots of this practice. As a white woman in the West, I am incredibly grateful that this practice has made its way to me. And I think that it's so important to pause and offer thanks and gratitude to the people, the culture, the communities who really carried and preserved this tradition for thousands of years. Even something simple like using Sanskrit names can help us to stay connected to yoga's roots. But I do think more than anything, the most meaningful place to start is just really holding gratitude for those who came before us and kept this practice alive so that it was able to reach and support us on our journeys today. The third thing that I wish everyone knew is that yoga is for everyone, and this even applies to the physical kind. So there are many forms of yoga, so you don't ever have to do a physical posture to practice yoga, so that's an option for people. But even if you do want to practice the poses, there's so many ways to modify and to make a practice work for you. There's not one set way to move your body or one set way to do poses. With my private clients, it's a little bit easier to kind of get this across because we're working one-on-one. But even in my group classes here online, I try to remind you of this in practices and offer different variations. So even the physical side of yoga can be adapted to work for you. You don't need to do headstands or anything crazy. I don't do headstands. I used to try to incorporate them in my practice because I was thinking of all the energetic benefits, but my neck would always hurt after. So I took a step back and realized this is not actually benefiting me and my body. So please remember to honor your body. This is so, so important when you are doing a physical practice. And to remember that each day your body may feel different, so change it up as you need. The next thing that I wish everyone knew is that yoga is a spiritual practice, but it's not a religious one. The word yoga means union, which means if you never did a warrior pose, it would not matter. The goal of practicing yoga is really to unite ourselves with something greater than us. But yoga doesn't specify exactly what this something greater is, which is why yoga can be practiced by everyone. Whatever you associate this connection with is totally up to you and your belief system. This is why it's a spiritual practice and not religious. You can be of any religion or of no religion and practice yoga. That's really what makes it such a universal practice. Next up on the list is to remember that your breath is more important than the shape that your body makes. So if you're practicing a physical practice like vinyasa, your breath connection is the most important part. I'd rather you have a good flow of breath in Utkatasana, so chair pose. So I'd rather you be in chair pose with your knees barely bent but breathing nice and fluidly than to be in a really deep chair pose with crappy breathing. Our breath is what bridges that connection to our energy, our prana, and is what's making our physical yoga practice more than a workout. So the breath is very, very important. The next thing I wish everyone knew is that small practices do count. And I'm guilty of this mindset where I'll feel inadequate if I'm only meditating for, say, 5 minutes. But you know what? 5 minutes is better than 0. So any time that you dedicate to your yoga practice is amazing. And the last thing on our list to remember about yoga is that it is a lifelong journey. This journey is continuous. It's not like you sit and meditate for an hour or you complete 108 sun salutations and then you're done. No, it's a practice that we need to keep coming back to, and it will evolve throughout your life. So what brings you closer to a state of union with something greater, with your soul, with yourself, capital S? And that answer is going to look different at different times in your life. And whatever it is, that's the yoga practice that's best serving you right now. And even when you do feel that connection, that's amazing, but it's not like you walk away after that. You keep practicing so that connection can deepen and you can carry it into more and more of your everyday life. Okay, so those are the 7 things that I wish everyone knew about yoga. If you are interested in diving deeper into your yoga practice, I really do think you would love my Patreon. Over there, I share a new topic each month to help us explore this practice on a deeper level. You get guided meditations, and there are nice long physical practices. So we are still moving, but the classes focus on going beyond just the workout, and we work to really find a deeper connection while we move our bodies. So if you're interested, I will leave a link in the description down below, but that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, guys.